Huh? Oh, did I tangle it?
Test, test. Test, test, test. Yeah. Morning. How's everybody doing? You ready to go? Yeah, I think it suits me to be a little late because then everybody's here and settled. Sorry about my tardiness. Let's get on our feet and ready to move, ready to breathe. Good morning. All right. Go ahead and step to the back of your mat. Open your feet up about hip distance apart. Soften your knees. Yeah. And then keep the knees soft, but just fold over. Like just pinch at the hips and fold your head down. Closer to me now. Okay? All right. So the knees are still soft. Even if you could straighten them, I want you to keep them a little bit soft. So think of a micro bend in the back of the knees. And see if over time, after a few breaths, if you soften in a little bit, right? Like if you just kind of melt in a little bit deeper. And then just really slowly and sensitively, take both hands over to the right ankle. I have a dead spot again. I don't know what's happening. Okay. So we're going to grab the right ankle and pull the head toward the shin. Just like really stay down low. And draw the head toward the shin. So you're just coming slightly off center. Yeah. And then you'll keep the left hand on the right ankle, but twist open to the right side. Left hand, right ankle, and twist open. If your head is bending to the right, pull it out toward the front edge of your mat so your spine lengthens instead of rounding and bending. Right? So there's the actual feeling of pulling the head back and pulling it toward the front of the mat. Yes, I see you doing it. That's it. So get a really nice grip with that left hand. Give yourself a little push. See if you can go deeper. That was nice, Mark. I saw that. And then the eyes go down, the hand comes down, and then we soften again. Just soften into the fold. Yeah. And then we'll take both hands over to the left ankle. We pull our head a little bit toward the left shin. First move loosens up the lower back. Something might have happened when it got wet, you know? Yeah. And then we'll keep the right hand on the left ankle and open up into that twist. It's not about bending to the left, which is what happens very often. Think about pulling the head back and the head toward the front edge of your mat. Knees are soft, both knees the same. Some of you have one deep and one not so deep. Like, so you can keep the knees just a micro bend. Doesn't look like chair pose. Like I would barely see the bend in the knees. Just a micro bend. And then we look down, bring. And then we'll just roll up nice and slow. Tuck your chin, tuck your tail. Pull everything in from the inside. Lift yourself up. And then roll the shoulders back. Good morning, everyone. Inhale. Both arms reach up to the sky. Good. Let's stay there. Hook the thumbs, spread the fingers, and just reach up, up, up. And actually lift your shoulders up into your ears. Lift your rib cage up out of your waist. Straighten your arms as much as you can. And then draw your tailbone slightly down. See if you can feel the lumbar spine lengthen just a little bit. Yeah, we're not trying to flatten the lumbar, but we are trying to lengthen it. And then keep that lift in the ribs and take a little bend over to the right. just a little one. So you feel the left waist start to stretch just a little bit. We want to keep that sense of integration in the core. And then we just simply rise back up, switch your thumbs, and go to the other side. Keep the length, and just make it a little bend. You start to feel it right away. Sometimes less is more. And the hips are going to move a little bit in the opposite direction. So now, if your arms are going left, your hips are going right. And then we come back up to the center and let the arms go. All right, inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold again. This time, keep the legs a little straighter. We're going to inhale and look up, lengthen, and then walk out into plank pose. Yeah, I like that. So we organize ourselves. I love how you're figuring out your spacing. And then go ahead and slowly bend the elbows. If you need to, put your knees down so you can do this with some grace and some strength. And we lower to the belly. Inhale for cobra. Yeah, cobra's a little back bend. The elbows are bent, the hips stay on the ground. Yeah, and the elbows are bent. And we try to open the chest wide and strengthen, squeeze the muscles of the upper back. And while we're doing all of that in the upper bodies, if your elbows are splaying out, so you can pull the elbows in toward your waist. So while we're doing all of that in the upper body, make your legs come alive. Press the tops of your feet down. Maybe lift your kneecaps a tiny bit. That's it. So feel the pose moving in both directions. Let's take a deep breath in. And then exhale, let it down, and go to downward facing dog. We'll stay there for 5 breaths. Test. I did a little battery change because I was getting some dead spots. So let's take one more breath here. And then look forward and we'll bring our feet right up to the top of the mat. Go ahead and walk to the top. This time feet together. Lift halfway on the inhale and then fold on the exhale. And with a flat back, we rise. Lift the head and chest. Reach the arms all the way out and up. And then pull your hands right into the heart. Beautiful. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Just fold right in. Lift halfway on the inhale. We're going to step the right leg back on the exhale. And then rise into high crescent on the inhalation. Beautiful. Push your feet down and out, but draw your legs into your hips. See if you can square the hips just a little bit, which means left hip back, right hip forward. And let's make the right leg super straight. Yeah, so you might come up a little bit, and that's okay. I want you to come up a little bit. I want you to feel the work in the back toes. Back leg is straight. Now, just for fun, see if you can straighten the front leg. Yep, straighten the front leg all the way up. Now reach a little higher and lean back just slightly. We're going to hold all of that, but bend back into the left knee. Come down as low as you can go without losing any of the other space that you created. Good. One more breath. And then we're going to flow. Hands down. Go ahead, step back to plank and lower nice and slow. Cobra is small and mighty. A little back bend. And then downward facing dog. Push back just a little. Let's take a deep breath in. And then everyone open up your mouth and let out a little sound on the exhale. Yeah, the rest of the time we really breathe in and out of the nose. It's Oh, there we go. I guess I have to just stay right here. Oh, you know why? Where's the antennas, Andy, right? On this little box, right? Okay. All right. So, we breathe through the nose in both directions. Let's take one more breath together. Push back. And then look forward and walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Good. Lift halfway. Inhale. Fold on the exhale. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Here comes your first chair pose. Feet are together. Try not to squeeze the knees together. I know that's habitual, but not necessary. And we draw the tailbone slightly down and we feel a lift in the pelvic floor. Good, then push through both feet. Let's come all the way up. Reach high, and then pull the hands to the heart. Again, inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Fold right in, let your head down. Good, lift halfway, inhale. Now the left leg steps back on the exhale. Nice, inhale, we rise, high crescent lunge. Beautiful. And we're gonna focus a little bit on straightening the back leg, and it might lift you a little bit out of your pose. That's okay, we don't always pick the right spot when we first come in. We're gonna balance on those left toes, but we're gonna straighten the right knee. That's a little challenging, it's just unfamiliar, right? And so we work on that, the hips are squaring, and there's lots of power underneath us. We feel rooted and grounded. Let's reach a little higher, and maybe lean back slightly. You start to feel something new in the alignment. Then we wanna hold that space, but start bending back into the right knee. That's it. We come down as we reach up. You can feel both things happening. That's it. Take your last breath here, and then let's flow. Hands come down. Step back lightly, lower slowly. Inhaling into cobra, and then exhaling back to downward facing dog. All right, doing beautiful work today. See a mindfulness about how you're moving. We're keeping that breath in and out of the nose. Let's take one more breath in, and then look forward as you breathe out. Walk your feet up to the top of the mat. Yeah, lift halfway, inhale, fold on the exhale. Good, bend your knees, sink your hips, chair pose number 2. They do get easier when they become more familiar. And I feel like the original pose that you take is usually a little bit off the alignment. So give yourself a chance to be curious and play a little bit. What happens if you stick your tailbone out? What happens if you draw it under? What happens if you pull it down toward the earth, right? Like just changing the angle of the pelvis changes your access to the whole spine, right? So just play a little bit in your body. You might not have got it right the first time. Yeah? Now reach a little more fiercely through the arms. Push through your feet, and let's come all the way up. Maybe take a back bend at the top here. Draw the tailbone down to this length in the lumbar spine, and then bring your hands to the heart. Good. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Fold right in. Good, lift halfway on the in-breath. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Lower down nice and slow. Inhale into your cobra pose, and then exhale into downward facing dog. Okay. The right foot's gonna step up, and we're gonna stay on the left toes. Let's high crescent lunge again, coming in, stepping forward instead of stepping back. Yeah, we rise, and we have the same level of integrity. We're leaning back, we're reaching up, but we're bending the front knee, right? See if you can find all of those little nuances. And this is your job as a yoga practitioner. It's not necessarily, it's not Simon Says. It's not like come out and just do whatever the teacher says. It's like an exploration of your own work in your body. And I promise you, I am only speaking to what I see here. And it's not about perfection, it's about alignment so that the poses can be steady and effortless. And so it should be empowering that you can find your own place in your work. Yes, you can do the best pose that you can do, and it doesn't have to look like anybody else's. Take one more breath here, and then draw your hands to your heart, lean a little weight forward into the right leg, and float your left leg up behind you. Good. Now we're going to come to standing and pull that left knee to the belly. Just stand up tall, draw the knee up as high as you can, and as you lift the left knee high, push down into the right leg so you feel a push and a pull. Yeah, I think that was a really good start. Let's put the foot down and take another flow. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Breathing in through your back bend. Everything starts to become a little smoother. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. And then finding that beautiful high crescent lunge on the left side. Left foot steps, stay on the right toes. Try to rise on an inhalation. Everything deliberate, everything mindful. There's no rush. Form, and function, right? And it's not the outer form of the pose, it's what you feel on the inside. So this work is really personal, it's really individual, even though we come together energetically to do it as a community. Feel your own feet, feel the spacing of your lunge, the alignment of your own body. Can you reach more? I think you can, right? Can you lift the shoulders a little more toward the ears and lift out of your waist? Now, draw the hands to your heart, shift your weight into your left leg and float the right one up behind you. From here, just a simple movement, knee to belly. Pull the right knee up to the chest, stand tall. Set your gaze out in front of you, hold your head high. If you look down, it means your head is forward, your balance will be challenged. So I'm encouraging you to find something to set your gaze at in front of you so the head rises. Yeah, and then that's enough for there. Let's put the foot down and take a flow. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. All right, lift halfway, inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Good, inhale for cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, right foot steps up, left foot turns flat. Warrior one. All of the same ingredients here, except the back foot is flat, which challenges you in a different way. It takes away some of the balance challenge, but it makes a lot more pull on the hip flexor on your left side. So just play with that. Like, okay, now I feel stable, but can I go in a little deeper to the work in the front of the left hip? Yeah, I love the level of concentration. I love what I see happening in this space. There's some really beautiful yoga happening right now. Breathing through the nose in both directions. Just feeling yourself in your body, taking responsibility for the way you organize your body. The back leg is super straight and the front one is bending. And then the arms are fiercely reaching for the sky. Yes, look up towards your thumbs. Take one more breath. Beautiful, and then take your flow. Hands down, step back, lower. When we take that much time to develop the pose, then the next time we come to it, we can find the form a little more easily. Here comes the left side. Left foot steps, right foot flat. Yep. We'll rise and we'll take a good number of breaths here. So you have time to discover that your body is probably not balanced. Your body probably feels tighter on one side or stronger on one side than the other. We all have a dominant side, and the longer we practice, the more we do everything on both sides, the more those imbalances come into balance. Has anyone found that over time with their practice? They used to really feel strong on one side. Now it feels a little more the same. Yeah? Yeah. That's so good. It is so good. I mean, it's in the most subtle ways we are healing things that we didn't even know that we were doing to ourselves. Come on, give me what you got here. Reach like you mean it. From the heart, reach up, look to your thumbs. Take one more breath, and then let's flow. Hands down, step back, lower. Everything we do is building into the next thing. Inhaling, cobra pose. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Let's take that discharge breath. A big inhale and an open mouth sound on the exhalation. Yeah. All right, look at your hands. Let's walk our feet up to the top of the mat. Lift halfway, inhale. Fold deeply, exhale. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Here comes chair. Make this one a little softer because it's not really about the chair pose. This is just our starting point. Okay, let's relax the shoulders down away from the ears for a moment. And then push into your left foot and lift your right knee up to your chest. So there's a push down and a rise up. As you lift that leg, can you sit a little lower? Yeah, I like what I see. All right, now, can you cross the right leg over the left and tap your toe to the floor? So sit really low, bring your hands to your heart. Beautifully done. Now, when you come up, we're going to pull the knee to the chest, and then we're going to step it out wide to the side. Tap your toe to the floor, out as far as you can go, but touch your toe down. And then pull the knee back up, sit into your pose, cross your knees, sit all the way down and back. Then we come up again. Dynamic movement and balance. Knee high, knee out. Little burn in that outer hip. Bring it up and cross and sit back. I know whenever I give you something new, it takes a minute, right? Come on up, knee to chest, and then leg out to the side. This time we're going to stay in the seat. Lift the knee high, come down, sit back. Feel the legs squeeze into each other and then reach your arms back behind you. Let's clasp our hands and see if we can open the collarbones more. Squeeze the upper back. All right. When you're ready, the arms sweep up to the sky, the knee lifts up to the chest, and then we just put it down like we did before. Anybody feel that in the hips a little bit? Okay, inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Nice and graceful. Okay, take a moment here, wiggle your hips. Wiggle them just a little bit so you make sure nothing feels locked up. And then we come into chair pose again. Bend your knees, sink your hips, reach your arms. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. It's a long time, right, that we're going to be like this. Then we push down into the right foot and lift the left knee. So you can feel the down and the up, creating the balance. Make sure you're sitting nice and low. It still feels like chair, yeah? Now the first thing we do is try crossing over. Put the toe to the floor. Sit low enough that you can squeeze your legs together and sit low. Yeah, we're trying to open the outer hips up. And then come back up, knee to the chest. Lift it high and then take it out wide to the side. Bring your hands to your heart. That'll balance a little bit easier. Go ahead, lift the knee to the chest. Cross and sit. Yeah, and then we come on up nice and slow, knee to chest. Don't skip that. Step it out wide. Just tap the toe. Reach as far as you can, and then pick it back up. Cross the knees. Let's sit back. Last one. The knee comes up. We step it out to the side. And the next time we sit back, we're going to hold. Okay? So we sit back, tap that toe to the floor. See if you can get knee to knee. Get the legs to work into each other. Take your arms behind you and then interlace the other way. Put the other index finger in front. Straighten the arms, open the chest, look forward. We're sitting low, so you can get your toe on the floor. That's how low. Yeah, I like it. All right, the arms are going to sweep up high over the head. The knee is going to lift back up to the chest. And then we're going to put it all down. Nicely done, everyone. Let's flow. Inhale, both arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, lift halfway. Inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhale. All right, inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right. So come into a high crescent lunge for me. Right foot step, stay on the left toes. Familiar, right? We've played with it, we've been in it. We take the arms up high to the sky and then please open them out like a T. We're going to cross our arms left under right. Just cross the elbows and reach the fingertips to the sky. You can press the back of your hands together. You could even slip your left hand in front of the right and try to touch palm to palm. Yeah, there's a couple of things going on here. I want you to lift the elbows off your chest so you can breathe. Yep. And then take your hands a little away from your face so you don't get cross-eyed. That's it. Now, we're going to do what we did before. Lean forward into the right leg and lift the left one behind you. Very nice. Okay, come to standing, left knee to belly. Sit down nice and low. Cross your knees, tap the left toes to the floor. That's it. Garudasana, that's your eagle pose. Let's see if we can now hinge at the hips and fold to a flat spine. Gaze out past your fingertips. Feel the integration of your arms working into each other, your legs working into each other, and then a little micro movement of squaring those hips. Left hip back. Yes, Ellen. Saw you do that. It was perfect. Okay, when we come on up and out gracefully. Release everything. Uncross your arms, uncross your legs, and stand for a moment. Beautiful job. Inhale, both arms reach. exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen on your in-breath. Then let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. So we're spending a good amount of time crossing into the midline. Go ahead, take it back to downward facing dog, and we'll do the same on the other side. It's going to be a left foot step and stay on the right toes. A simple high crescent lunge. Arms rise up over the head. Yeah, as soon as you find your balance, remember all of the things that we did. So much micro movement, so much detail. Maybe leaning back, powering up the leg, bending into the front knee, all the things you know. And then the arms come out like a T and we go right under left. Right under left. And if you can't cross and cross again, then you just press the back of your hands together. And if even crossing the arms feels like too much, go elbow to elbow, palm to palm right in front of you. You want to have a squeeze at the midline. Yep. Maybe extend the fingers to the side. Yep. Maybe dial the thumbs in toward your nose, into the center. Yeah, that's it. Now we put some weight into the front leg, float the right leg up behind. Oh, you guys are so good. You come to standing, right knee to belly, right? All of the patterns we've already created. And then sit nice and low, cross over. You feel the legs working together. We'll come into the full expression of the pose by folding, hinging at the hips, coming to a flat back. Take your gaze out past your own fingers. Remember the integration. Right arm pushing up, left arm pushing down. Left leg pushing up, right leg pushing down. Sit in a little deeper. See if you can square. Right hip pulls back just a little. And then just gracefully time it. So as you come up, you can untangle your arms, you can untangle your legs, and you can place it all down. Yes. Just let that effervesce for a moment. Feet together at the top of the mat. Take a nice deep breath in. Let's clear it out. Here we go. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. Dive right in. Lift and lengthen on your inhale. Let's go to plank and lower on the exhalation. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to take high crescent again, but a little different than we did before. So right foot steps up, stay on your left toes. But as you rise on the inhalation, please turn to your left for warrior two. We're going to start to change the work on the hips. So the work now is to open up the front knee a little bit. And the relationship of the front leg has everything to do with the direction of the pelvis. So tailbone out, tailbone under, tailbone neutral, you got to find it. So make sure that front knee is open. Otherwise you can really damage that knee if we're putting a lot of pressure on it, right? Okay, arms are open wide. Belly button drawn into the spine, a little lift from the pelvis. Now go ahead and turn your palms to face up, and then reach your biceps to your ears. Focus a little bit on lengthening up in the sideways, lifting the armpits, lifting the shoulders up to the ears. Now as you have all that upward energy, can you bend the front knee and come down in there a little deeper? I like it. That's it. Now open the arms out like a T. We're going to bend. Let's bring them back up, because I only want you to drop one arm. Drop which will feel better. The left arm down, keep the right arm up, and then bend your elbows and see if you can bind your hands or push your hands into your back. We're not bending to the side, head is straight up here. Body is still, torso still tall. But the front knee is bending. That's it. Now, if your left shoulder came forward, pull it back, chest wide. Beautifully done. We're going to sit in just a little deeper because while you were working on your hands, you lost your base. 2 more breaths. I know it's probably cooking, right? Just be with it. Breathe with it. We're going to keep the arms, but we're going to straighten the right leg. Just say it. Now turn the right toes in. Keep the arms and fold halfway so you're only in a flat back. We're not going all the way down. Start to feel the back of the hamstrings open, the back of the knees open. Back is flat, so if belly fell out, you gotta pull belly in. Now, lift your elbows a little higher. That's it. Keep lifting the elbows a little higher. Get the work in the upper back. Now, if you can maintain the work in your arms, go ahead and fold the head down toward the floor. Nice work here. Start to bend your left knee. Feel the inseam of the right leg start to open. And then we're going to release the hands gently. Right hand goes to the floor. Left arm goes up to the sky, and we turn into our twist. Remember lengthening the spine, pulling the head forward. Let's get up on fingertips. Get up a little taller. Left knee is still bent. Chest is open wide. And then the eyes go down, the hands go down. Let's straighten both legs. Move the hands to the hips. And with a flat back, we rise up to standing. Beautiful. Turn your left toes out. Warrior 2. So the back foot turns out, and we just come in and start to explore that same pose, Warrior 2. We're trying to open the left knee, but it has everything to do with the relationship of the left hip and the left leg, the lower back. So adjust, play, move the bones around just a little bit. Tiny micro movements. I might not even see you doing it, but you're trying to find the place where you get access. Beautiful. Form is so good, you guys. Let's take the arms up, biceps to the ears. Get the side waist a little longer. I want you to feel that lumbar spine. Get some length. Draw the tailbone slightly down. Lift the ears. Lift the shoulders up to the ears. Yes. Beautiful long body here. And then we're going to keep the left arm up. Drop the right one down behind you. We'll bend both elbows and see if we can make a bind. The bind could be grabbing your clothing. If you don't have any clothes, press your hands into your body. We want to make some form of connection so we can pull the elbows back. Sometimes the right shoulder tends to turn in, so like open the chest. Turn your body to the side. Yep. Beautiful work, everyone. Stay right there for 2 more breaths. Yep. And then we'll just simply straighten the left knee, turn the left toes in, and fold halfway. A little discipline here. Belly into the spine. Don't let your head drop. The head is pushing up against the left arm. You want to try to get the arm a little behind your head or neck. And you want to lift your head into your arm. That's it. We're going to lift the elbows a little higher to the sky. Feel the work in the shoulder blades. Be careful. Sometimes the belly and the front ribs drop out. We want to pull those in. Pull the ribs in. Yeah, you feel that? Lots of strength in the front body. And then if we can hold what we just created, you can start to fold the head down toward the ground. Yep. Take a few breaths. And just like we did on the other side, we're going to now bend the right knee and feel the left inseam start to stretch. It's really, really nice. Take a few breaths. Just enjoying into that stretch right up the inseam of that left leg. And then when you're ready, you release. Left hand down, right arm up. Keep that right knee bent and create the most beautiful open long twist that you can. I like it even if you get up onto your left fingertips, so you get a little more length in the spine, a little less pull in the lower back. And just play with it. How much do you want to bend the right knee? It's good to get those hamstrings open. Head back just a little bit. There. Make space. Make space. Enjoy your body for a moment. We were so wrapped into the midline for the first half of the class. I'm trying to give you a little bit of space here. And then the eyes go down, the hand goes down. We'll straighten both legs. And then move the hands to your hips and rise on the flat back. Inhale all the way up to standing. Okay, take a deep breath, reach both arms up. Okay, open the arms out like a T, and then turn both of your feet out. We're gonna bend both knees. You might have to adjust your spacing. And then we're gonna come into eagle arms, right under left. So eagle arms one more time. Oh yeah. And then bend both knees. Draw that tailbone down. Press those knees out toward the pinky toes. Hands a little bit away from the face. Do the best you can with that. Okay. Integrate one arm into the other while you're sitting there. And we're going to stay in the pose. But release the arms and switch to the other side. So arms come back out like a T. Feel that. And then left under right. Now those legs are cooking. Take it down a little deeper. I'm going to challenge you. Let's see if we can take the pose up on the toes. Lift your heels. Maintain your balance. Have a sense of humor. If it's challenging, don't get mad. Get amazed, right? And then gently sink your heels. Straighten your legs and release your arms. Let's take a deep breath. Reach up. And then exhale, fold right in. Yep. Take an inhale, look up a little, and then walk your hands to the front edge of your mat and turn your feet as you go. Nice work. Go ahead, step out to plank and hold. Upper push-up position, 3 breaths. Belly button in. Lots of core strength here. Good. Now, nice and easy. Take it down to the belly. Nice and slow. Inhale, cobra pose. And exhale right back into downward facing dog. Whew. Are we okay? We're not sure? All right, push back just a little bit. And then when you're ready, I'd like you to come to a seated position. Simple cross legs should feel quite nice. Bring your feet around in front, cross the ankles, open the knees, and try to sit up straight. Inhale, both arms reach. Take the right hand down to the floor. Push that hand into the floor so the left, out to the side, Barbara. Take your arm out wide, yep. And so you're going to push the right hand into the floor to sink the left hip. And then take a little stretch. The whole left side, rooting from the sit bone all the way up through the side waist. The reason I want that sit bone grounded is because I need you to have some core strength here. If you're leaning on the right arm, we're going to start to lift the right arm and take it out parallel to the ground. Don't hold your breath. Feel your strength. Keep pumping loads of oxygen through the nose. On your next inhale, we rise. Oh, so strong. Take it to the other side. The left hand goes out, but it was there to push into the ground so you can keep the right hip in the ground. We want to make sure we're not tipping over, right? That we feel rooted. Pull up from the pelvic floor, from the lower belly, and then float your left arm. So take the weight off the hand. Hold yourself together, but don't hold your breath. I want to see the expression soft, so I know that you're breathing. And it feels good. It feels strong to be able to hold yourself like that. And then inhale, rise, and release your arms. Good. Let's put the left hand on the chest. Put the right hand on the knee, and then close your eyes for a moment. You might even feel that heartbeat, that pulsation of life underneath your left hand. And after all the movement, we're just going to find a moment of stillness. This is where we get the privilege to meet ourselves where we are. Think back for a moment to the beginning of the practice. Think back to the moments of pure joy and bliss. And then think of the moments of real challenge. And know that this practice just mimics what's happening to us every single day. Some days we walk around, we feel really grateful. Other times we feel really challenged. And so if we can experience all of the feels, all of them in the course of one practice, and we can have our attitudes in check and our breath steady, we're actually doing a practice for life. And then the bonus is, the cherry on top is that we get strong and we get some balance and we get supple and flexible. And so we feel a little better and a little more at home in our bodies. All of it is deliberate. It was designed thousands of years ago. And humanity is still doing it all over this planet. We're not the only ones. But we are part of what brings it forward. We are part of what makes sure that the next generation will be able to do this practice. And so what we do here in this park is bigger than just our own individual practice. Let's take 2 more breaths. Softly remove the left hand from your chest. Bring your legs out in front of you. Go ahead and cross your knees. See if you can actually come into eagle pose. We'll do left over, right over. Go ahead, right over, left. It doesn't matter. You just make sure you're going to do both, right? So maybe we just squeeze the upper legs together. Maybe we could actually hook the ankle around the other ankle. It's there. You can do it. So close. I see it. There you go. Yep. Now, as you work on that integration in the legs, lift your chest higher. We don't want to sink back into that lower back. Remember how we lengthen. Reach through your arms. Use your body, upper body, with some purpose. It's not head forward. It's actually head back. That's it. Now, whichever leg you have on top, take that arm underneath. See if you can make your eagle arms. Just balancing on the tail, right? So if we're right over left, then we're right under left, and we lift the fingers toward the sky. That's it. Squeeze the knees into the belly. And then really gently start to take it out. Open your feet, round your back forward, let your head go. Send your breath into the kidneys, send it into the shoulder blades. Let your head down, Deb. Yeah, let the upper back soften. Yeah, you got it. And then we'll lift the head, lift the chest, and we'll play with the other side. So whatever side you did, you got to do the other one now. And it's a tight cross at the knees, maybe a hooking of the feet, maybe not. We got to work on that. That takes a moment. And then squeeze the knees in just a little bit. Squeeze the legs into each other. There's some level of integration here. And know that that's optional. You could totally be doing it without the cross. And you can just do it with integrity here. Now, whichever leg is on top, that arm goes under. So if it's left up, then it's left under. Yep. And we're going to try to pull it in a little tighter. Squeeze the knees to the elbows to the knees. Lift your head, lift your chest. Reach your fingers to the sky. Oh, it's so good, everyone. Last breath. And then untangle with grace. Put your feet down, open them up, and then let your head bow humbly forward. All right, so we're releasing the spine for a moment. And then lift your head, lift your chest, put your feet together now and let the knees drop apart. Continue to round. I like feet a little further away, but you could pull the feet in close to you. It's totally up to you. Yeah. Yeah, and you gotta feel it. So what does it feel like if you pull the heels in close into the groin? And what does it feel like if you let them out? Right? Not Simon Says. Yogi knows best. How about that? let the head down. Lift our heads, lift our knees, open the feet back out wide to the edges of the mat. So open them out all the way to the edges. Let both knees drop to the right. So make sure your feet go all the way to the edges. We want lots of space here for the legs to be able to move comfortably. And then walk your hands toward the back of the mat. Keep your head and chest up. We're going to have a little spinal twist. So we turn. We walk our hands around to the right side and then toward the back edge. That way. Yep. There you go. Let the knees drop. Yep. And you might notice that the hip lifts. So see what happens. Maybe if you drop the hips down or you pick them up, if the tailbone goes out or the tailbone goes in, the curiosity continues. The education you're getting about your bones and their relationships with each other continues every time we move. And then walk yourself halfway back and fold your chest to your right knee. Chest to knee. Think about that alignment. The torso lays onto the right leg. Oh yeah. Feel that little squish into the medial glute, into the outer right hip. Lean in. Clear the breath one more time. In the nose, out the mouth. Then we'll rise up to center, tip our knees to center. Pause for a second. Just feel everything neutralize. And then make sure your feet are wide out at the edges of the mat. Go ahead and open them up. Feet out wide, not knees, but feet. Think about that. Feet feel the edges. And then we tip them over to the left. And they should feel spacious. There's a wide space there. They're not trying to get close. They're like, the feet are apart, the knees drop left, and then we walk our hands around to the left and toward the back edge of the mat, keeping the head and chest up. Keep the arms straight. Keep lifting your head and chest up. So we're not leaning back. Yep. You want to try to stay upward. Some of you are really like laying down almost. I want you to walk your hands in close to you so that you're upright. Yeah, there's a beautiful twist here. Turn the chest. Pull the left shoulder back and the right shoulder forward. Play with the angle of the pelvis. Yep.
To the side.
So good. And then we walk only halfway back. So walk halfway back and then lay your heart right onto the knee. So we don't lay down where we are. We come back halfway and make sure you feel your body on your left leg. I like how some of you fixed that. Yeah. And so we lean in a little bit. There's a lot of dense tissue there. We want to kind of lean in. This is what we call like a charge and then a release. So we put a little pressure and we stay for a little while we breathe through the nose. So our nervous system stays balanced. Our respiratory rate and our cardiovascular system are all settling down. So the breath matters. The quality of the breath matters. Turn your knees forward. And then strong in your core. Lay yourself down nice and slow. Try to go one vertebra at a time. Always a troublemaker. I love it. Lay yourself down. Go slow so you're using the core. There's no rush. And if your lower back hurts, like you gotta take it really slow. And then you pull your knees into your belly. Let's make sure that all of that movement in the pelvis didn't create any kind of aggravation. So if the legs can move freely and you can rock a little bit side to side, then you know that everything is kind of okay in there. Feel nice and strong. And then hold on to the right knee, but let the left leg go out. Squeeze in the right knee nice and strong, but flex both of your feet. And then lift the left heel off of the ground. I want you to lift your head, neck, and shoulders now and let go of the knee, reaching forward with both arms. So right knee stays in, just the arms reach out. Make sure, again, you're not holding your breath. And then you're going to take the left arm, keep it straight, but just take it up and over the right knee, and then twist to the right side. That's it. Maybe even put the hands together here. Interlace everything but the index. So we got a push and a pull going on in the legs and a really nice twist in the waist. And then as you return to center, open your arms like a T and take that right leg around to the left side for spinal twist. Do it soft. You could say it. Lengthening the waist, breathing at the bottom of the rib cage, softening the belly, softening around the kidneys. Take your time, start to find your way back to center. Release the right leg all the way down and pull the left knee in. We start with a simple push and pull and an awakening of the flexion on the feet. The toes pull up toward the knees and then right heel pops up off the ground. So both legs feel active, working really strongly in the core. Make sure you don't lift the right leg too high. It's like an inch or two off the ground. It makes it a little more challenging. So make sure that right leg is in the air. And then lift head, neck, shoulders. Start to look at your right toes and then reach both arms out in front of you. So we let go of the knee. And this is where we start holding the breath and making funny faces, right? So let's see if we can soften the face and just breathe normal. And then that right arm is going to go up and over that left knee, and then we interlace everything but the index, twisting from the waist, flexing the feet. Yep, you've got a nice strong power push and pull in the legs, and a really nice twist in the core. Amazing, amazing, amazing work. Let's take one more breath here. As you return to center, let the arms open out like a T, and then take that left knee around to the right side as you soften into your spinal twist. A soft twist. Maybe open the mouth, discharge a little bit of energy. Deep breath in and open mouth, exhale. And a willingness to be soft. And then just nice and slow, find our way back to the center, release that left leg down. And then we come into our stillness. A conscious choice to let go of the movement, to let the body settle into its natural alignment. Like saying to your body, I trust you. I'm just going to leave you alone now for a few moments. I'm not going to try to control the movement or the breath. I'm going to see what it feels like just to be instead of to do. will think right away. Some of us will breathe right away. Some of us move right away. Take note. It's just interesting. It's interesting to be witness to yourself. Even in the simple little moments where you don't even realize you're doing anything peculiar, right? Or anything habitual. The yoga is actually even giving you an opportunity to see yourself just a little more clearly. And eventually it all comes together. We move and we breathe and we think, right? And we become aware, we open our eyes, we return into our senses, all of the things. And then we can gather ourselves up and we can come into a seated position. What a beautiful day. What a gift the clouds are, huh? And so, as always, we will close our practice together with the beautiful and sacred sound of Om. You can bring your hands to your heart. You can lay them on your chest. You can put them in what we call Namaskarasana, or looks like prayer position. Anjali Mudra, it's also called. And what we do is we just simply take a breath and then we make a sound. And the sound is Om, A-U-M. Right? And all of it becomes one sound, and it moves through the body. It starts down low, the you can feel it. Everybody make an that's kind of low. And then the oo, it actually brings it up. You can feel it goes from to oo, it starts to rise. And then the M actually resonates in the crown of the head, the roof of the mouth, right? So if we want to increase our vibration, if we want to move from the lower, denser energy to the higher vibrations, right, we can actually do it by making sound. Sound is medicine, right? And so what we're going to do with this sound is not only do we take the energy that lives within us and expand it into the universe collectively, which is so beautiful, like all of that energy goes out into Boca, and I think we make it a nicer place, right? But also we're raising our own vibrations while we do it. So let's try that together. Take a deep breath in. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, perfect peace. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. May the actions of my life and all of our lives somehow contribute to that happiness and to that freedom for all, so that we may all know peace, peace, perfect peace. Namaste, my friends. Namaste. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much for coming out. What a pleasure today, huh? Nice weather. It looks like we don't have any chairs to put out, so if you want to, I have the clipboards up front. I would love to see you. If you haven't signed in, you need to come and sign in on the clipboards. I have passes and magnets for the studio if you're interested. Yoga Journey Studio on Glades Road in Glades Plaza. It's between Barbara Katz and 2J's. We have classes going on 7 days a week, and all of the teachers are great, so if my schedule doesn't work for you, try somebody else. There's passes here in the box if you want. I'd be happy to have you a guest. That space for Africa has been filled. Woohoo! So my next retreat coming up is going to be in March. I know that some of you have inquired, Monica. Yeah, if you have questions, you want to talk about it, come and talk to me. I would so love to travel with you. It'd be such an amazing reconnect, you know? So if anyone's interested, Peru in March, the very end of March, we're going to Machu Picchu and Sacred Valley. That one is an immersion in your chakras, so it's a real deep dive in your yoga. It's not just going to be like touring the place. We're actually going to be doing ceremony and journaling and practice twice a day. The last day, or the second to last day, is spent in Machu Picchu. As we move through the chakra system, each day will progressively change from the denser, lower rooted energies of the earth into the energies of spirituality. So we'll move from vigorous practice to meditation by the end of the week, basically. So come see me. If you're interested in any of that, a couple of passes. Oh, there's a little money in here. Yay. Love a little money. Okay, I would love to give you a pass. There you go. So if you look at the schedule on yogajourney.com, you can find out when all the classes are. Do you have a magnet for your car? Would you like one? Okay.
Yeah, I got all
A
that.
second pass? Yes, of course.